For example, so I'm in a new place, and I guess it's a new story. Let's say you ask a kid in middle school, do you know what Schrodinger's cat is? Most would say yes, or I've heard of it. Um, I don't know. I don't know if most middle school students would know that type of theory. Um, Maybe in Japan, but in America, I don't think so. We'll start by eliminating the DQNs, who say they've never heard of it. Next you ask, what was it? Next, we eliminate those poor fools who say it's something about a cat in a box, right? Or there's this cat, but you don't know if it's alive or dead, right? Or maybe they say there's a cat in a box. Next to it, there's a device that may or may not give off poisonous gas. You do not know if the cat's alive or dead till you open the box. Everybody knows that. We can eliminate these show-offs as well. Anybody from these groups is a wrong-sider. The right answer would be to describe the experiment and then say it was a thought experiment proposed by Schrödinger to criticize the quantum mechanic theory that state collapse only occurs after humans' optimization. But merely anyone can do that. I'd imagine that I'm the only guy who's still in high school who knows that Schrödinger's got the idea after exchanging letters with Einstein. I hate wrong-siders. I'd taken a break from investigating the two incidents that had occurred recently in Shibuya and was paging through some channels, blog, aggravators for a change of pace. As always, articles about bad idols or corporations with terrible work environments were getting tons of hits. It's hard to believe that the crash of 15, a huge news story that had just happened this month, was already off the front page. Did the people reading and commenting on these sites realize that everything they read about corporation and idol was carefully controlled? They know that most of the bad aggravator sites are corporations too. Did they realize that the comments were all manipulated to go one direction or another? Kids our age were living in a world where all the information you could ever want was right at your fingertips. To those of us in the enlightened generation, ignorance was the worst sin. The ignorant were self-righteous, easily manipulated, eager to push their paper-thin worldviews onto others. They were nothing but a nuisance. The worst of the lot were these so-called otaku. I couldn't stand otaku. They were wrong-siders. Take the picture on the cover of this magazine. It was from Bloodtoon. Any otaku who just watched it for the cute character was a loser. There was no point in watching the show if you were going to ignore the deeper themes. I couldn't stand people who still held to the old-fashioned idea that only otaku watched anime, but people who ignored the show's theme and just watched it for the cuteness were even worse. They were ignoring the employed social criticism hidden in what? I stared at the magazine in amazement. Specifically, I stared at the box that listed the next episode preview. The text said that Eren was missing. Damn it, I let my guard down because I knew this episode was written by the guy who wrote the original manga. The original author doesn't know anything about his own work. How could you remove Eren from the story halfway through? Not keeping her around meant bringing all the internal drama that had been built up so far to a halt. So much for my change of pace. I knew I had work to do on the case, but I put it away because I couldn't find any link between the two crimes. I thought for a moment, then took my magazine from the secret stash. Cool Cats Press. It was an issue of an older magazine called Cool Cats Press. People called it a dating guide for normals, written by someone who never dated a girl in his life. But you'd be surprised. Magic words to make any girl fall in love with you. Stupid. I knew it was stupid, but when I ran into the internet search for their #1 phrase, nothing came back. And that was the thing. The fact that it didn't show up on the internet meant to me that it was worth something. I know this is an extraordinary selfish of me, but may I fall in love with you?
何を?
With who? What are you doing? I turned to yell at the voice. Oh no, when did you get here? I hid my favorite magazine behind my back and tried to calm my racing heart. Even if we've known each other since we were kids, don't just come in like that.
ノックしたよ。てか、何その雑誌？面白いの？
It's nothing. I couldn't let her find out. This was bad. What's going on? Why are you wearing your school uniform? Didn't you go home?
今日の部活で事件のこと調べてこいって言ったのタコじゃん。
Huh? That's right.
はい、これ追加の現場周りの画像データ。
Sarika took a USB memory stick out of her purse. Oh, thanks. Could you transfer it to my computer for me while you're at it?
珍しいね。自分の PC 触らせるなんて。
Not really. You're allowed. She didn't seem to think much of it as she started to copy the data off. Okay, now's my chance. The RV was cramped, but there was a lot of space for storage. I pretended to make tea as I tried to find room on the top shelf. Okay, there's just enough room for one more magazine. And then I heard a pew pew sound like a small fart from behind me. I glanced back and saw that I was using the mouse with one hand and filling with her froggy giro strap with the other. This was my chance. The Giroro strap was as soft as vinyl cell phone strap. I'd won it in a candy contest when I was a kid. When you pushed its belly, it was supposed to go Giro. It turned out to be an incredibly rare prize that could fetch for 100,000 yen at an auction. But since I was a kid who didn't know any better, I gave it to Rika as a present. Rika seemed to really like it, and ever since she carried it with her. Which, well, that was fine, but it was old and faded, and when you pressed it, its belly and air leaked out of its side and made a weird noise. I used to go Giro, I think, but now it's just made a strange whooshing sound. Ever since she was a kid, she had a habit of fiddling with it, especially when she was nervous or focused on something. In other words, she was focused on the computer. Now's my chance to hide it. I jammed the magazine onto the shelf and moved something so she couldn't see it. Want a mountain view?
いいよ、もったいないじゃん。それにすぐに帰るし。はい、終了。
There was quite a few files on the screen. Dang, that is a really clean laptop. I mean desktop. I mean there's only the photo store element, after auction, the Hachi base, the internet escape, the recycling bin, my computer, graphics, movies, and other files. Dang, it has 2 hard drives? That's a little sketchy. You took a lot of pictures. Any luck?
新しい発見はなかったよ。タクは新しい共通点見つかった？
No. I shook my head frustrated.
そっか。まあ気長に行こう。じゃあ明日部室で。
Just as she was about to leave, I got an idea. Oh. I needed to double check all my information. She was, in theory, a girl. I'm just asking, but... well, let's say someone asked you out. Just hypothetically, okay? What would you think if they said, I know this is extraordinarily selfish of me, but may I fall in love with you?
さっき言ってたやつ？
Never mind that. What do you think? Rika thought for a second.
年下なの？その人。別に相手によ
Not
るんじゃない？
really. That would depend on the person, right? Grr. What's going on here, cool cat? It would depend on the person asking the question. Of course it would. But if it were you,
告白してくれたのがタクだ。ちょっとだけ
maybe I'd think about it.
かもしれない。
Rika whispered was so soft I could barely hear it. Huh? What did you just say? Oh,
なんでも
no, I didn't hear that wrong. Was Cool Cat right after all? No, wait. It's Rika we're talking about here. Is that possible? Usually when you've known someone since you were little, you're so close that you don't realize when you're attracted to you. Do you like me?
タクはどうなの？
Huh? What about...
だから例えばだけど受け止めてくれるのかって話。
She was trying to hide the fact that she was blushing, but she was staring straight at me. She waited for an answer. Was she serious? From the look of things, she was definitely serious. Really? Rika liked me? I suddenly started to see her not as a childhood friend, but as a member of the opposite sex. Dating her might not be so bad. We both knew everything about each other. But what was I supposed to do at a time like this? Was there anything about this in a Cool Cat press? That's right, there was a hint in January 24th, 1999 edition from the column called Everything You Wanted to Know About Seducing Your Childhood Friend But Were Afraid to Ask. It was, how would you like your childhood friend to say they loved you? Softly in a love letter. In an embarrassing text message. Work up the courage and no, Rika? I got close to Rika and softly put my hand on. Our faces were next to each other. Rika was beet red, but she didn't look away from me. I'm a kind man. I'll take care of you. Sarika's lips were quivering. I want your lips. Sarika closed her eyes. My beloved, why did I not notice your beauty sooner? You were next to me all this time. I know this is extraordinarily selfish of me, but may I fall in love with you? No, I already fallen in love with you.
たくキスして。私の唇を奪って。
She whispered in a quivering voice, and I couldn't control myself any longer. Sarika.
500円ちょうだい。
Give me 500 yen, huh? Huh? She wanted 500 yen for a kiss. Just 500? Huh? No, wait, calm down. Get a hold of yourself. This is just a simulation. This isn't what would happen in real life. It couldn't. Shiorika wasn't that type of girl. I took a deep breath to calm my heart. 500 yen? What are you talking about?
これこれ。
Here, here. I forgot. She showed me the paper bag she was holding.
さっきそこでゲンさんに会ったの。
I just ran into Jin, and he gave me this. Said it was your usual. I paid him 500 yen for it. My usual. Confused, I took the bag from her. Jin's usual changed every time I talked to him, so I couldn't count on it. What was it today? That drunk old bastard.
何？いつものって。
Nothing. Here, 500 yen. I forced 500 yen into her hand. Ignoring her persistent question, I led her to the door. I'll see you at school tomorrow.
え？
Thanks for the pictures. They're a big help.
わかったよ。
Redundantly, she left the room. Oof. Damn it. Sure, that was what I always bought from Jen, but the information in the last one was no good. What the heck was a cool cat anyway? A cold cat? Is it cold because it's dead? 100 ways to secretly show your sexy side. No. I needed to hide this too. But I had so many of them now. I was running out of room on the top shelf. When I tried to force it in, a mountain of old papers came falling down. No room, huh? What's this? It was an old scrapbook about the murders that had occurred 6 years ago, Shibuya. I bought it from Jin too, come to think of it. I had already scanned it, but I had forgotten to throw out the original. How could I, of all people, be so lax with information? I just had to bundle it with the rest of my collection. My eyes lingered for a second on the page. Come to think of it. I quickly ran over to my computer. I opened the files on the case I'd been looking for. Seriously? My words were a whisper. I looked back at the scrapbook, then compared it to the data on my PC. There was no doubt. I kept looking at it, and it kept saying the same thing. But this... If my hypothesis was right, I'm sure that even the police haven't noticed. Lately, stickers with face of a sumo wrestler of them have been appearing around Shibuya. You started seeing them of signs and guardrails and all over Shibuya 5-6 years ago. There were other stickers by graffiti artists, but Shibuya in particular has a huge number of these sumo stickers. Some have stimulated that they're a message from a terrorist group or perhaps a cult, but as now, there's nothing more than a hypothesis. When asked about the stickers, a 41-year-old man who worked at Jinin Shibuya hair salon said, "They're creepy. I wish whoever would stop destroying the Shibuya landscape. Sometimes residents will take them down only to see them reappear later." Shibuya City Hall says, quote, "We are continuing our community outreach through efforts to help stop these stickers from being put up. But also, there are no plans to use city funds to remove these stickers." So after I saw 2 years ago, I've been seeing them everywhere. It feels like they're even more lately. Saw another one today. Okay, I'm scrolling down. These two. I wonder if I go to these websites, like it'll actually show something. Maybe. I don't even want to. I don't want to try it. It's probably a virus now. So that one too. That's crazy. Katsu dosu. I always feel sick when I see that face. I once threw up when I saw one of those stickers. Whoever put them needs the Frode. I don't know what Frode means, but whatever. I heard it if you scribble on the top of the sumo wrestler, it curses you. Saw my first one today. Stop upping these things, Neon. There are a ton of if you image search. I actually saw one of those stickers talking once. It was yelling, "Dosuko! Time for your meds, Grandpa." Somebody make a map of all their locations. You'll be at it for years. So if you go to Shibuya and buy a sumo rider, right? I don't understand that go to Shibuya to enjoy that. Blah, I feel pressured coming from Ryo Goku, but this is my prophecy onto you. Someday we'll see a sumo judge sticker. True that. Who could have known that these eerie stickers mark the beginning of a world-changing event? And so, this is the magazine article about the incident that occurred on the 7th. The 7th. The suicide that took place during a Nanika-ya stream, right? I read that article. We don't know for sure, but that's what people thought. People on the net are calling it the "don't look at me" case. And here's the video of the broadcast. Ah, disgusting. I saw that too. Wait, we saw it together. And here's the building it took place in. She took more photos for me yesterday. I know that too. And this is the inside of his room. Huh? No way. You took this? When? Wait, how? Until then, Ito had been disinterestedly pointing his camera at the colorful decorations in the hallway, but this got his attention. Of course it did. No one else had seen these pictures yet. Last weekend, you can see the room from the 5th floor of the karaoke place on the other side of the street. Here, this is the 5th floor. You could always count on him to be interested when it came to new information.
で、何？お前一人で入ったのか？
Huh?
いやいや、カラオケボックスに。人から？
I didn't have a choice, did I? And it's not embarrassing, and I didn't sing, so it wasn't really karaoke. To be honest, I was a little embarrassed. The guy at the counter, who was probably just a part-timer, had stared at me suspiciously. Maybe I attracted his attention by coming in during the middle of the day in my uniform. And since I'd never been there before, he made me fill out membership paperwork. I didn't know how to do it, and so it took a long time. And actually, I'd never been to a karaoke place before in my life.
よし、ここは OK。次行こうぜ。
This is such a pain. We went over to the gym from the second floor hallway. It was filled with the students laughing. Who knows what? The whole school was getting ready for the culture. This year's festival was supposed to be the big one, built as part of the reservation efforts, and so it was attracting a lot of attention. One reason why everyone was so excited for the school fair was the school's lax rules with lots of clubs and activities. But the biggest reason was Shibuya's Peace and Restoration Festival 2 months from now. 2 months from now, on November 9th, would mark 6 years since Shibuya's earthquake. The 5-year anniversary fair last year had affected the whole town, and since the school was in Shibuya too, it would include us. We were just a simple high school, but now our culture festival was being treated as a prelude to the big one, and supposedly there would be a TV cameras filming the day of the event.
うわ、あのパチモンの着ぐるみ大丈夫かよ。つかなんで今来てんだ？
Otto turned his camera towards a group of people pretending to be pro wrestlers. Otto and I were the newspapers clubs, and it was our job to record the festivals. The principal had ordered that all clubs were to participate in the culture festival, and recording the festivities was our way of getting by without having to do much work. Recording video and taking photos was my hobby, and more than anything, it seemed like the way that would demand I burn the fewest calories. I couldn't see myself participating in any of the usual festival nonsense, like the basketball team, fried baseball ice cream stand, which was possibly just fried ice cream in a ball, or the Pro Wrestling Research Club, Mascot Pro Wrestling, or even the seance that the Mystery Club and Fortune Telling Club were putting together. They probably just don't have anything better to do. Hey, don't pull my whiskers, you'll rip them off.
これ触覚じゃないの？
What do you think? If they were antennae, wouldn't you look cuter if you ripped them off?
何？私、そのくだらない質問に答えなきゃダメ？
くそ、リア充め。ただれろ。死んでしまえ。
Hey, don't make fun of normals. I'm a normal. Hey, you idiot, the camera. You dropped it and the thing's expensive.
おい、どういうことだ？
What do you mean? You're hurting me. Wait, the camera.
裏切ったのか？レベル下がったか？いつ彼女なんて作りやがった？
When did I get a girlfriend? I don't have a girlfriend, but forget that. Pick up the camera.
何？
I slipped out of Otto's grasp and picked up the camera. Looks like it's safe. Good. I relaxed and handed the camera back to Otto. Jeez, get a hold of yourself. We're not like them. We're right-siders, right? Want me to give you a lecture about it? Listen, the term normal first came into use on the Japanese internet around 2005. It referred to someone whose daily life was fulfilling and satisfying. Originally, the term netizen existed as its autonomy, but then distinction barely exists anymore. That's because the net is now an integral part of everyday life. When it first came into use, simply having friends was enough to qualify as a normal, but gradually, this requirement shifted into having a lover, but this too is changing. The modern definition of normal is now someone whose life is truly satisfying. That is, someone who's doing what they really want to do. In that sense, I'm a normal. Therefore, the people over there who are screwing around and wasting their times aren't normal at all. You need to use words correctly. Seriously, you need to be careful. Just being a wrong-setter by itself is a sin these days. After I finished my lecture, I saw that Otto was staring at me wordlessly. What did he not understand it? I walked him through the entire...
宮代、お前はリア充じゃないよ。言葉は正しく使おうな。
Huh? Why?
リア充はそんなこと言わない。
Normals don't talk like that. Wait, why? And you know, I got an acquaintance who are women, and of course men too.
だからリア充はそんなこと言わないんだよ。
I just told you normals don't talk like that. But what's the reason? And may I also add, I quickly swallowed my words. I'm studying fashion too. I read that new issue of Cool Cat before I put it away. There's an article, it's called Use Suna Miya's Fashion Leader. I thought it looked pretty cool. Good. If I could wear that stuff too, I'm sure...
ん？なんだよ。
Nothing. I'm telling you, I'm...
ああ、わかったって。次行こうぜ。
As he walked away, I turned my eyes towards the group of mascot pro wrestlers. Alright then. We're all wear the same outfit.
戦隊もの風だ。色分けしようよ。私イエロー。
The audience would love it, but we do have the
あん
budget.
たの小遣いがあるじゃん。
Shove
こ
it.
れか。体に直接塗るか。受け取れればいいんでしょ。
Oof. I'm busy.
お帰りなさいませ、ご主人様ケロン。
Welcome back. It's not very cute, is it? Can we fix
可愛
that?
くないとか言うな。てか別にウェイトレスって女子限定じゃなくてもいいじゃん。男子もやんなよ。
ゲロカエルンってあんな語尾で喋るキャラクターだったっけ？
Otto just had finished recording the going-ons in the classroom. Huh? Otto tilted his head in confusion.
ねえねえ宮代、こ
Huh?
のゲロカエルンの着ぐるみさ、ちょっと着てみてくんないかケロン。
悪いな。俺たち今忙しいんだ。
Oh, sure. I'll put it on. What?
あんがと宮代、あんたならサイズぴったりかなって作ってる時から思ってたんだ。
I managed to get the costume on without much trouble. I slipped the top part over my head. It was pretty hot inside. Since I could barely see anything, it felt really claustrophobic. How do I look?
ぴったり。ちょっと喋ってみ。
I'm Giro Froggy Giro.
かわいい。ギューってしてあげる。
And then I felt something soft press against my arm.
ゲロカエルンも私のことギューってして。
Really? I slipped my arm around her like she asked me to.
やん、お尻触んないの。ゲロカエルンのエッチ。
Hadn't I read something once about how you could hug all the girls you wanted if you put on a costume? At the time, I thought it was a bunch of crap. Did it really work? I was having the time of my life when...
おお、ゲロカエルンできたの？かわいい。私もムギュってしたい。あー、ずるい。私も。
ダメ。ゲロカエルンは私だけのものなんだから。
だったら私たち全員で一斉にだ。 それいいかも。
まあいっか。
いいよねゲロカエルン。じゃあ行くよ。せーの。ゲロカエルン大好き。
What? I thought about telling Otto about this, but knowing what a skirt chaser he was, he might actually take it seriously and really try to put the costume on. It's probably better not to tell him. I wouldn't want to see him sued for sexual harassment. I decided to get back on topic. I took out my Pokecom and showed it to Eto. Oh, bad. Ow. Oof. So here's the image on the 9th of this
音漏
month.
れたんか。どれ
Is that girl?
これはまだ見てな
I
いな。
played her
ど
song?
こで拾った
Where'd you get it? It showed up from an incident from the aggregator wiki. I scraped it before it got
あ、こ
deleted.
っちの方がアングルいいな。なあ、さっきのカラオケのやつと合わせてニヤ道にアップさせてくれよ。
I've already upped it to the newspaper's club online storage. Make some adjustments so it's easier to see, then do what you want with it.
なんか最近再生数がいまいち伸びないんだよな。この前俺一人で作った動画のタグにもカメラ仕事しろとかアングル大体合ってないとか書かれるし。
Otto looked really upset. Well, I knew how he felt. The Kiko Academy newspaper club had been the first in the nation to upload a video version of the school's paper to Nyan. Our papers dealt with anything involving Shibuya. We'd done a special on Shibuya's restoration once there was a local paper had written about it. We won a special prize out of city journalism, and the video got over 80,000 views despite being boring. After that, I could understand upset at the fact that the new video dealings with ongoing in Shibuya were breaking 2 digits. Oh, I was the one who put that camera, man, the dude tag on it. And that angle was crap, man.
ゲットしてきた。
おお、オリジナルじゃん。
I'm so tired. A boyfriend and a girlfriend walked in, evidently back from the shopping. Their arms were full of Gero Froggy stuffed animals. I told you that's wrong.
いえ、だから何がだよ。
Otto hadn't noticed. Then I looked at my classmates and who were already beginning to play with their new toys and said, I told you this before, right? You can tell your average teenage information level by knowing what sites they go to. This was personal theory of mine. Smartphones and Pokecoms had become a religion to the modern teenager, and the information they gained from these portable terminals had a huge influence on their lives. Some people only looked at SNESs like Twitter and Rhine and Facebook. Other at Chan and Nikonya or Nico Neko. Some looked at all those, as well as the links they found there. And then some looked at all these things, as well as their favorite celebrity blogs, the big @Chan aggravators, and then whatever humor site was popular at the moment. All of these people were wrong-siders. The scary thing was that these days, 9 out of 10 wrong-siders were teenagers. Gero Froggy launched 6 years ago with a cell phone strap that had gotten popular for reasons no one ever understood. And then lately, a combination of Gero Froggy memes on Twitter, I think it's Twitter still, as well as an amateur anime post to Nikonya, if I remember right. It was talking dancing frogs singing anime themes. Had created a fad. though I hated to use the word for something so stupid. It amazed me that people honestly believe that the ribbit sounds made by the female actress in those videos were from the original, or the original was the stuffed animal that I had came out recently, not the fun shop. My guess was that they only got their information from Twitter, and a man can't be a waitress, he's a waiter. This was one of the reasons I joined the newspaper club. I didn't want to end up like them. Anyways,
宮代くん
a girl, evidently the one in charge of the waitress, was talking to me. Who was she again? Fujimoto? I think there was a Fuji.
田中さん
Tanaka, I was totally
あの
wrong.
さ教室で流す映像のビデオ撮影のことなんだけどさ
What was she talking about? Oh right, they were going to make their versions of the Nikonya videos, where they wore costumes and dance.
そのアップとかできるのかなこうずっと同じで撮るんじゃなくて
What? Was she telling me what to do? I didn't volunteer to videotape it, you guys forced me. Well, it was better than being told to dance or make props myself. Oh, you see... You don't want to fix, you want us to move
フィ
around.
ックスよくわかんないけど
Oh, we can do it. We can do close-ups or whatever.
本当よかったじゃあ本番までにどこをどう撮ってほしいかまとめて渡すから
That surprised me. Don't scare me like that. I was so nervous I was sweating a little. Oto was looking at me and sighing. What?
お前やっぱリア充じゃないわ
What?
相変わらず慣れない相手だと挙取るし丁寧語だし
I can't help it. She came out of nowhere. And what more, I made it a policy not to talk to anyone unless it was necessary. This was the first time in quite a while I'd spoken to any of my classmates but Otto. How'd it go?
なんか自慢されてなかった？フィックスとかなんとか。
What's more technobabble? What, more technobabble? They already started to spread meaningless information. Stop it. Hearing whispers about me in the classroom brought back bad memories. I'm starting to have a hard time breathing.
おい大丈夫か
I must have looked like I was in pain because Otto was looking at me with concern on his face. I quickly nodded to show that I was fine.
陰口は聞こえないように言えってのなしかも自慢でもうんちくでもなんでもないっての
It doesn't bother me.
誰だよ
Oh, Tanaka is just a wrong-sider. That's right. It wasn't worth worrying about. It was just ignorant. Eto looked over at our other classmates who were having
ったく
fun.
オポチュニストが
Opportunists? Oh. What did he mean again? I knew I heard it before. I ran a search on my Pokecom, making sure not to let Otto see. Opportunist, one of them who takes advantage of any opportunity to achieve an end. That's right, I think that's exactly the right word. They'll all take any opportunity to bring you down.
まったくな
Otto nodded, annoyed. Good, looks like he didn't find out.
いつの時代もスクールカーストの底辺にいる俺らオタクは上部にいる方たちに話のネタを提供する運命なのか
Hold it. The school case system wasn't something I cared about, but hey, I'm not an otaku.
またかよ。
What do you mean again? I just don't like it when people are wrong. Do you?
いい、打たなくていい。
The definition of the word otaku is changing, and the negative connotations it originally had are disappearing, but even now in 2015, it is mostly served to devote those obsessed with anime, light novels, video games, or idols. I thought I saw a boy reading a light novel turn towards me, but I didn't care. I don't watch stupid anime or read stupid light novels. It's a waste of
以
time.
前お前なんかのアニメを絶賛してなかったか？なんだっけ、ブラチュ？
I said I don't watch anime that's stupid. It's not different than people ignore qualities movies like the two Veronicas or It's My Wonderful Life and just the same stuff over and over. And say anyone who hasn't seen the show is a
わ
casual.
かったわかったって。
Or people who lie about having read books, The Cities in Sequence, or Winter's Garden, just read light novels all day. The word otaku refers to people like that, who are only bothered to absorb information about subjects they enjoy. Camera otaku always seemed like a bunch of weirdos to me.
別に人様に迷惑かけなければいいんじゃん。好きなんでしょ。うちだってジョニオタだし。
So, if you don't know, otaku means someone that is interested or obsessed or someone who has a hobby in a direction. It has nothing to do particularly with anime or video games or light novels, really. It has to do with someone that is an expert or a person that has high quality information that is particularly most of the time obsessed with a hobby. So like someone who likes to bake is a baking otaku. This person's a Johnny otaku. Stop it, please. More than anything, I don't want to be the same as you people. And then the door of the classroom flew open. And we'll see what happens when we get to the next video. The door of the classroom opens. What's gonna happen? Yeah.